Well, thank you all. What a beautiful day, and thank you for joining us today. A couple of weeks ago, with some of you all in attendance, and along with the Metro Nashville Planning Department, we unveiled a bold vision for Nashville in the Imagine East Bank Draft Vision Plan. Now, since then, Metro Planning, led by Lucy Kemp, has been hosting a series of community events and public conversations to gather input and answer questions about the plan. I hope you cover some of those sessions because it is a draft plan and we are eager for feedback and open to changes, and because we want these future neighborhoods to meet the needs of the community. Now, one common question we've heard, and those conversations continue around Nashville, is I don't live near the East Bank. How will this vision, the planning department's vision, our vision, how will this vision benefit my neighborhood? Well, and that's a great question. And one that we've heard frequently, and Lucy has heard frequently during the 18 months of community engagement that preceded these discussions. And there are several answers. And today I'm grateful to have NDOT represented and WeGo with Steve Bland and Diana Alarcon, because part of the answer, frankly, is a big transportation vision is included in the East Bank. And that's a transportation vision for Nashville and not just the East Bank. Now, the benefits of the Imagine East Bank plan will range from affordable housing and parks and greenways connectivity and sustainability and resiliency and an activated waterfront for the enjoyment of the entire community, and they are terrific benefits for our city. But we are here to discuss the incredible opportunity that this plan is presenting to Nashville to make Nashville's citywide transportation network significantly better. So there are many so just to recap that, there are many benefits on the East Bank, of course, itself, but it gives a benefit countywide for a much improved transportation network and system. And that's why we're here today to talk to the public about that. And we happen to be standing on the future home of the North Nashville Transit Hub, which is set to break ground in the coming weeks. So this here will be an important node on a network that is being built. In part, very important for the East Bank, because the East Bank is going to provide other important nodes to the network that is being built. Now, it's critically important as we transform Nashville from decades of automobile-centric traffic to a multimodal approach that gives transportation options to residents. And I've asked Diana, the director of NDOT, and Steve, the CEO of Nashville MTA, WeGo, to be here, and Bob Murphy from Metro Planning to help talk about and assess and provide guidance on the East Bank Draft Visions Plan's effect on transportation. Because frankly, when I look at the East Bank plan, I think the number one deliverable to Nashville is the transportation improvement that the plan offers. And that offers that improvement to all of the neighborhoods in the county. But there are 5 core benefits that we want to discuss with you today. One is it's going to make it easier to get to North and East Nashville. 2, it's going to add critical hubs, not just this hub, but a hub in East Nashville for our expanding and increasingly robust mass transit network. To have a network, you have to have a grid. It's going to reduce the need for local interstate travel by adding a core north-south transit spine. Well, that is something that's going to benefit hundreds of thousands of Nashvillians to improve interstate travel by giving us a local option to deal with traffic. And it's going to create a seamless experience for cyclists, walkers, and runners from across the city. And it's going to improve regional connectivity and create new opportunities for neighborhoods. Now, Diana and Steve are going to delve into these topics shortly, and they, along with Bob, have written a memo. Hope we are sharing with you. To me, it's very interesting. I want to be transparent and share it with the public, that lays out exactly how neighborhoods across Nashville can benefit from this transportation plan that is embedded in the East Bank plan. And I want to reiterate a point that I've made before about this project. Great neighborhoods have sidewalks, green space, stormwater management, multimodal transportation options, and affordable housing. Now in Nashville, with generations of growth without that much planning in advance, have left us decades behind in bringing those features to all of our neighborhoods. Now we are responding to that, and people have every right to say, what about our neighborhood? Well, we, without the benefit of advanced planning here, are doing neighborhood improvements in all of our neighborhoods. Right now, we have over $3.3 billion of neighborhood improvement projects happening across the city, improving schools, infrastructure, libraries, parks, public safety, and more. The advantage of the East Bank is that you can plan it in advance and you're not retrofitting. Now, NDOT currently has 62 sidewalk projects, totaling over 6 miles in design and under construction around the county right now. There's almost 32 miles of bikeway in design or under construction right now around Nashville, going to all of our neighborhoods. And there are traffic calming structures in 50 neighborhoods. That's what we're doing for the rest of the county right now, and the East Bank plan allows us to get it right from the start in a core part of our city. Now you're going to hear more. This vision has a lot of benefit to our city. Our work is to make Nashville's neighborhoods great, for schools, for clean streets, safe neighborhoods, reliable city services, city finances that allow us to finance major commitments in affordable housing, in parks, in live, work, play communities. And it shouldn't be an either or. We have to do this as a growing city to create a great city. We have to retrofit improvement and investment in our neighborhoods here and on this site with the transit hub. And when we have the advantage to pre-plan a part of Nashville, then we can deliver with those benefits from the beginning. And we can create a grid there that this grid can connect to. And with the connectivity comes transportation solutions. So with that, I'm grateful to you being here, and I'm grateful to have 2 experts. Nashville depends on its professionals. And in Diana Alarcon, who I want to introduce next, our NDOT chief, and in Steve Bland, we have true professionals working at a high level to plan the next great chapter of Nashville. But it begins here. Build a great grid there, but how are we creating the environment here to connect to that and to make the city that we all will want to live in the future? Thank you very much. Diana?
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Cooper. It is under the leadership of Mayor Cooper and the council that we are moving forward with the implementation of the transportation plan. As the mayor shared, we are adding additional miles to both pedestrian and bikeway facilities, and we're working now on connecting neighborhoods. So what are the benefits? I want to start with the benefits for our cyclists, runners, and walkers in an Imagine East Bank. Nashvillians who regularly bike, walk, or run throughout our community will benefit from the East Bank Vision Plan. The plan prioritizes transit, pedestrian, and bicyclists as who are our most vulnerable users over cars, and puts safety at the forefront of its design. We want to thank the mayor and council for recognizing Vision Zero and helping us get to zero fatalities on our roads. The design of the East Bank will set a new standard for us. The East Bank is a robust system of interconnected bicycle facilities, will create Nashville's most comprehensive bike network. Protected on-street and off-street bike facilities are included on the north and south streets that will be parallel to the East Bank Boulevard, as well as east-west intersecting streets. These state-of-the-art, low-stress bike facilities will translate directly to enhanced safety and high comfort levels for cyclists of all ages and abilities. The new Oracle Bridge will connect the east side of the river to the west, providing a direct connection to the Cumberland River Greenway in Germantown, which continues north to the Metro Center Greenway. The bridge, combined with the extension of the East Bank Greenway, will provide a safe and comfortable bicycle and pedestrian access between Germantown, Salem Town, and North Nashville and East Bank. Also, the plan highlights better access to and from the North and East Nashville. Imagine East Bank plan allowing us to add another puzzle piece to our network. The well-connected transportation grid on the East Bank outlines a comprehensive network of multimodal streets, protected bike lanes, low-stress bikeways, comfortable sidewalks that will significantly enhance safety, comfort, and accessibility for non-motorized travel. And I think you hear an underlining that safety is at the forefront. Again, I want to mention that in the design element of this plan. For starters, the new network will allow better, faster, and more reliable options for residents traveling to and from North and East Nashville. This connectivity will greatly improve access to downtown Nashville, North Nashville, and East Nashville, as well as a regional connectivity to I-24, I-65, and Ellington Parkway. An additional component to the planned East Bank infrastructure is a connection over I-24 to Cleveland Street and Dickerson Road. This connection will include bike lanes and sidewalks and accommodate transit. Will provide direct connectivity to East Nashville as well as to North via Dickerson Pike. The comprehensive connectivity multimodal opportunities provided by the East Bank main artery, the East Bank Boulevard, will also help reduce that local interstate travel. Lastly, the proposed East Bank transportation plan is an enormous opportunity for Nashville residents and our neighbors outside Davidson County to have new access to opportunities and events in the downtown and throughout the core of Nashville. The potential for future regional connections to Lebanon Pike, Murfreesboro Road, the airport, Southeast Nashville can be realized with the bridge to the south over the Cumberland River. This would stretch together communities divided by water and interstate and provide continuity for commuters on the south end of the multimodal corridor. I will now invite Steve Bland, our Executive Director of WeGo, to share the benefits of the mass transit network. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana and Mayor Cooper. Thank you all for being here today. First of all, on behalf of the Board of Directors of the Metropolitan Transit Authority, which is WeGo Public Transit, we want to welcome you to this property, and we want to welcome you and Mayor Cooper back in probably about 5 or 6 weeks to do an official groundbreaking on this project. Before I talk about the connection of our neighborhoods and communities in our region to the East Bank vision plan, let me talk a little bit about this site, because at a point in this conversation, we're going to be talking about those connections. This was a project delivered in similar fashion to what Metro Planning is looking at with the East Bank. We started programming this about 4 years ago. It was a vision that our board of directors had, and through very active upfront engagement of these neighbors, of folks who live in this community, of our riders, we've evolved a project that we think is going to be super special, not just for the North Nashville community, but for Nashville as a whole. And I see my own home councilman, Brett Withers, in the background. Our goal, and we've talked about this, is when we're finished here, every council member in Nashville is going to want one in their district. So it's been our delight to work with the mayor's office and council on this project. I also want to thank Diana since she's arrived, and Mayor Cooper. We've had really an unprecedented commitment to collaboration on multimodal project delivery really over the last year, and I've been here 8 years now. So Diana touched on the sidewalk projects, as did the mayor, and more we're seeing those integrating good bus stops. So in the words of Mayor Cooper, people don't have to stand in a ditch to wait for the bus anymore. And we're laying out more and more of those projects literally every month. What excited us at WeGo when Metro Planning laid out the East Bank Vision Plan wasn't specifically the plan itself or what might be envisioned on the East Bank, although frankly, as a resident of East Nashville, that itself is pretty cool. What excited us was the way it really fit like a hand in glove with ongoing and planned projects already committed to in the Metro Nashville Transportation Plan adopted by the council back in December of 2020. And I want to touch on that. First of all, the East Bank Boulevard with transit priority lanes will be a linchpin to what we refer to as our frequent service network at WeGo. 9 routes in our entire system carry over 80% of our riders. And they are currently the reason that we are one of the fastest transit systems in the country to recover ridership after the pandemic. We're up now at just about 90% of pre-pandemic ridership, and that number continues to climb. All 9 of those routes radiate out of downtown Nashville and into our neighboring communities. And if you've been in downtown Nashville, especially at certain times on Saturday night, you know that that is a slow crawl for folks. We force people who might want to travel from North Nashville to the airport area or Antioch, the Vanderbilt area, to go into our very overtaxed downtown terminal and make those connections. So talking about how the East Bank Boulevard with transit priority, the East Bank Transit Center that's envisioned, and ultimately other hubs like this one envisioned for the south part of downtown, one in the Antioch area, and really all over the county can help not only relieve pressure on WeGo Central, but allow more direct rides to and from more neighborhoods. So envision a person maybe who's living in this neighborhood of North Nashville, or maybe they're living in Antioch and they're trying to get to a job or entertainment. Maybe it's on the West End or it's in the restaurants in the tourist district. Right now we force them into the Elizabeth Duff Transit Center at WeGo Central. They make a transfer to another bus, they continue their trip. In this multi-hub environment, more of those connections will be direct. So the 22 bus that runs right through this center and on into downtown could continue straight through to a Sobro hub or to an East Bank hub as that development occurs. Regionally, we would envision that transit priority lane along the East Bank to be the conduit that we bring in regional commuters from Sumner County, Robertson County, and Clarksville, 3 of our busiest regional commute markets. And again, expanding the reach of that system beyond just about a 4-block radius of WeGo Central downtown. And ultimately, when we have large events at Nissan Stadium, using that East Bank Transit Hub as a focal point for neighborhood riders and regional riders to go to and from those events. So you heard Mayor Cooper refer to kind of bringing a grid-like network to Nashville. From our perspective, it really facilitates more direct travel ultimately. And again, I would say that from our perspective at WeGo, we've been delighted to work with Metro Planning, with Diana and her team, with the mayor's office in kind of fleshing out some details, participating in public engagement because we're anxious to hear what folks have to say. We're anxious to hear what our riders have to say about some of the opportunities. But ultimately, our goal is to provide a mass transit system that is more reliable and can more quickly get folks from point A to point B in the city, whether that trip is from North Nashville to the airport, Bellevue to Goodlettsville, or wherever it might be all over the map. For that matter, Franklin to Springfield.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information on this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.